Hello and welcome to the Build with Bear Workshop. My name is Pat Baer, and this is a stream where I build stuff. I do Lego sets, I do Gunpla, mostly Gundam model kits, and yeah, I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope you're having a great evening. First and foremost, must give a shout out to Harold for hosting the stream. Thank you very much, Harold. I'm going to throw the moat in the chat. Hello, Mr. Bob. Welcome. Here bright and early. If you are a subscriber, throw the Bear Cave emote in there. Um, hey, Smash Mouth. Welcome. Good to see you. In advance, sorry for your issues sleeping, because usually when you're watching me live, it means that you can't sleep. So I hope that things are good otherwise. Lashbrook, hello. Welcome. We're just doing a little check-in here, a little chat. We wait for a few more folks to see if a few more folks want to join us before we get going, because obviously not everyone jumps in right at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So we'll just chat for a minute or two as we get settled. Of course, we are working on this beautiful dragon, which doesn't look great in my shot because this camera has green screen. So some of these yellows don't work too great, as you can see there. But in the overhead shot, this is going to look real good. We started on this last Saturday. I ended up ending the stream early because I was very, very tired after FlameCon. But yeah, I'm in good spirits today. We'll be working on this. Smash Mouth says, back pain is keeping me up tonight. Worryingly haven't had pain in a while. Well, sometimes here's my thing about back pain. Sometimes it's like, oh, I sat in the same position for far too long, for like hours. Oops. Or, hey, I woke up. Why do I have back pain? That's my, everyone varies. That's my personal is, why is this happening? Usually is the case. And it usually is because I'm just getting older. But yeah, like I said, it often is that. Before we dive into our build, obviously working on Ninjago. We're going to do that next. We're going to finish that up. We have one bag left, so we will get through that today, and then we will start our next kit, which is the Unicorn Gundam 2 Banshee Norn. We're probably going to call it the Banshee or the Banshee Norn. Probably just the Banshee Norn because it's full name. Obviously, green screen here, messing with the yellow, the gold. But that's the kit we're working on next. And this is it's a real grade. We haven't done a real grade in quite some time. Excited to build that. 2, it was bought off my Amazon wishlist by Lashbrook. Lashbrook, thank you so much for sending it. I had to go to the post office and pick it up, but I did get it. And I'm very happy, and I'm excited to build it. So thank you very much for buying something off the wish list. And that's the thing we're going to build next once we finish up this dragon. Yeah, that's the plan for today. Today's plan is dragon, Norn, and then Saturday we will continue the real grade. We will either finish it up by the end or we'll get close to it. My thought is it might take the full 2 hours plus whatever change we have today to finish that. And then next week I'll start something new. I'll say it a bunch of times today. I'm going to say it a bunch of times Saturday. My schedule next week is still in flux. What I can tell you is I will do an afternoon stream on Monday. Monday. I'm going to look at the date up. That's the 27th. So Monday the 27th from 2 p.m. Eastern Time to 4 p.m. Eastern Time. If it's just for nobody, that's okay. I understand. But I definitely wanted to stream next week because of PAX. I didn't want to take a whole week off. So I'm streaming next Monday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. On Wednesday, the 29th, I'm probably going to be on another stream. I will be on another live stream. I will tell people all about it. I might host it here on this channel. I don't know. But the hope is that I'm going to be live streaming on Wednesday for something cool. And I'll tell people about it. And then I'm going to try to do a check-in from PAX. And I will tweet that out. I will send a message to my stream subscribers to let them know. I'm going to try to do a on my phone check-in from Seattle sometime this weekend. So I'm not really sure when that's going to be. My thought is it might be like Friday or Saturday after we close the table down before the night panels. That's what I'm going to try. Lashbrook says, I actually have the RG of the regular Unicorn Gundam waiting for me to build. Funnily enough, that is very funny, Lashbrook, that that's on your wait list. So yeah, I want to tell people that about that because like that Monday, like obviously this week, this past Monday, I did stream. I did my bonus game stream. So, but that was later in the day. This is earlier, unfortunately. But I want to do something. The other thing I want to point out is I made this very evil but very cool looking dude here. He's got room for another sword. Maybe I'll give him another sword. I got all these extra weapons in this kit. So maybe I'll put a fit there. Nope, that doesn't. Maybe the dagger does. It's probably the sword that he's holding fits in there. But anyway, I can put that in there. Yeah, I'll do that. So he's got a little dagger in the back. These are just cool, very chill, very cool looking minifigs. These are all from the Ninjago movie. I don't know anything about this. As I said, the Ninjago series. This isn't from the movie, I should say. This is from the series. We do have a thing from the movie that we'll work on next. Oh, and then we got the spider tank weird thing that is very, very cool. Hello, Harold, and welcome. I'm going to throw the Bear Cave emote in there as a response. As always, thank you very much, Harold, for being here and hosting. All right, let's get into it. It's time to build. It's time to build. Especially because, yeah, just had a few people pop off the numbers there. Had a little dip, so let's get into building. Go to our overhead. Here it is. So, first and foremost, obviously we got to put a head on this dragon. We are towards the end of bag 3, and then we will, I already knolled bag 4, as you can see. This is there's a little bit over here that you can't see, but it's properly knolled. The overhead shot, because of the lighting here, mainly for me, does not do this blue justice. This neon blue is beautiful looking. I love it so much. We got one piece of orange over here. I love that too. There's just a couple little colors here that really pop that I'm really into. Especially after doing Star Wars and so much light gray, dark gray, and black, and white. This is very striking. Smash Mouth, there are so many layers in Ninjago already. I didn't know any of it before a few months ago. Yeah, I mean, all I know is that I can make. I have a kit called the Mech Dragon, which is a green luck dragon looking thing, and I'm gonna make that, and I can't wait to make that. Like that's what I'm saying is, they know what's up. Once again, gonna do my best to not get my forearms on here. It's actually not too hot. We're going through a little bit of a cool, got some cool air coming through New York right now, so it's not terribly hot, but it will still get sweaty under these lights, so I'm going to try to avoid sweating up a storm. And then we can adjust these legs here. That's what it wants to do. Wants to do like this. I gotcha. And then we're going to put some feet on this dragon. Like that. So we attach some claws. And then we'll just move on from there. According to my phone, we had a heat index of 114 at like 6 p.m. That's a lot of heat. Dang, Lashbrook. It's a whole lot of heat, yeah. It was in like the low 80s, high 70s today, but it dropped off once the sun went down. And of course, the nice thing is we are getting farther and farther away from the sun being out at 9 p.m. Eastern, which was really messing with me getting my green screen stuff set up because light was coming in through one of my windows and really messing that up. All right, so now let's get 2 more legs on here. Got to put the claws on, and then we'll put the legs on. Really funny thing for me is that all of this stuff came out of them making a spinner toy, and now the big things are by big Chinese, big Chinese castles and dragons. Oh yeah, I mean castles are a classic, especially Renaissance, not Renaissance, but like medieval castles were a staple of early Lego success. My landlord was just in the apartment today. He hasn't been up in a while and was looking at my Lego stuff because the only thing I have displayed is the Millennium Falcon. And he was like, "Oh, that's." He goes, "That's all the packages." And I was like, "Yeah, that's why I have so many Amazon Prime packages coming to the house." I live on the second floor of a house that they have converted the second floor to an apartment years ago. So my landlord, yeah, I guess has been wondering why I have so many packages for the past year plus year in July. Yeah. All right. So we got ourselves a dragon here. We can do it like this. This is how it should go. We got a dragon body. Look at this thing. Oh man. Oh, also I can just do this. I can just do this for a long time. I'm just gonna put it right here. Just turning it and letting it go. And I think I could do this for a while. This is very soothing. I caught myself doing this. I had the table set up and I was watching some stuff on YouTube while I was waiting for it to be 9 o'clock after prepping, and I just caught myself constantly doing this. And it was, riding on the table. Now it's even easier. Now it doesn't make the noise. Okay, we got to move on. I literally will keep doing that. Okay, we're gonna put some wings on this thing. Looks like ears or something. I'm not sure exactly what these are supposed to be. I would assume wings. As I said, I have bag 4 nulled. This is the end of bag 3. I was going to try to finish bag 3, but I just did not have the mental capacity on Saturday. So those that weren't here on Saturday, Lego Tales are so good. They are very good. You're totally right. Those that were not here on Saturday, I'd gotten up very, very early that day to volunteer at FlameCon, which I was thrilled to do. But I came back and I'd taken a little rest and then got ready to stream, and I just didn't have it in me to do the full 2 hours. I got that kind of sleepy that I don't normally get, but I will say that I got the kind of sleepy where I just stopped making sense. Like I was trying to say words, and they came out real garbled and bad. So I was like, oh, I should stop talking and probably stop streaming. And then go like this. These are very cool and very unique, very odd. Must be pretty custom. These like scale things. I don't think I've seen them before. I think I would remember them if I had. Just kind of go like that. Yeah, this is a very fun kit. I want to thank everybody who's here tonight on a Thursday. I really appreciate it. It's always fun to have people here watching live. I know a bunch of people obviously watch later after the fact. But, yeah. I've fallen asleep on stream before. Johnny, I've never done that. I have, there was a period, there was one time where I got very sleepy and definitely lost a couple minutes. I felt like I had definitely lost a few minutes on stream. But yeah, Saturday was the worst I think I've ever been, as far as, like, I was cognizant enough to realize that that the sentence that I had said made no sense at all, and that it was probably a good time to stop. And it was also a low numbered, if there had been a ton of people in chat, a ton of people chatting, a ton of people watching, maybe I would have powered through. But it was a pretty light night, and it was mostly almost exclusively regulars. There was a couple new people that were following, but mostly regulars. And I think my regulars know that I just wasn't in the right headspace for it, because you're all very good people. All right. And then we got to put 2 more of these things on. Hello, the Hollow. Welcome. As always, we appreciate you being here. Thank you for coming in and watching. We're getting towards the end of the month, which is a good time to remind people that if they are using their Twitch coins, because they have Twitch Prime now, is a great time to renew. If you're up for renewal, you gotta do it manually. You just watched episode 7 of Cells at Work. That was cool as heck. It was cool as heck. It almost felt like the last episode of the series, right? It's a cool midpoint, I guess, because there'll probably be 12 episodes, 11, 13. But it really did feel like the end of the show. But it was very cool. I've talked about Cells at Work quite a bit. It is one of my favorite shows of the season, and it's just very, very cool program. And they fought cancer and won. That and the flu episode are my favorite. Yeah, I mean, I there's a soft spot in my heart for the thing of the red blood cell and the white blood cell as kids. Like, I think there's some cool stuff there. And then I also really like the idea of one cell in the body is kind of like a conspiracy theorist, because they know, like, they're searching for kind of like or like an FBI agent with cold cases. Like, I don't know, that character I thought was kind of cool. All right, so we're getting ready for bag 4. We can finally get back 4. So we're going to work on our dragon head. That's the last thing we have to build is the head. And then I think the thing for one of these guys to ride. We have to build that too. But we're going to put our dragon over here. It can watch headless as we build its head. Put that there. I'm sorry, what? That sounds awesome. I'm going to check that out. Oh, yeah. Smash Mouth. The show we're talking about is a show called Cells at Work. It's on Crunchyroll. It is akin to Osmosis Jones in that it is a show about the human body. I guess that's the orange piece. Okay. Because I don't have another one, anything like that color. I assume it's the orange. I'm going to go ahead here. I'm looking ahead here while I talk. Yeah, so it's inside the human body, and it anthropomorphizes, humanizes, like, all your cells as individuals who are working together. And there's cute little kid platelets, and the white blood cells are cell shaded in a very different way. It's cute. It's fun. I like that the opening song is the red blood cell and the white blood cell singing the same song, but they kind of do it in different styles because they're, different style of cells. It's cool. I've talked about it a bit. Cells at Work is one of my favorite shows of the season. Because it's just pretty cool. Oh yeah, so I'm going to talk anime. Don't worry, I will talk anime, but I'm going to wait a little while because I like to, kind of wait a bit in the show before I get into it. I do want to talk about Amazon and Twitch and how I understand. I don't know what to do about belonging to a platform where a lot of people use it, and I feel good about it. I will say that Twitch Prime used to be a fucking cool no-brainer. That if you had Amazon Prime, which if you got a lot of packages like I do, was a no-brainer. And Twitch Prime used to be a no-brainer. You didn't see ads, and if it was a person that was a partner, then they were running ads. You didn't see those ads, but it counted like you were watching them. So you didn't have to use ad blocker, and you were still supporting streamers, and you didn't see ads. And then you got the token, so you could subscribe and be a subscriber without paying money, and it acted like you're spending money. And it was a great way to support streamers. That is no longer the case, or it won't be the case, right? At a certain point, you won't be able to join Twitch Prime, and then I think for me it's September 15th, or at their September 15th. So I have till December. December, my Amazon Prime renews, and then my Twitch Prime will end. So I get to keep doing it for a few more months. And then Twitch Prime ends for me, and then I'll start seeing ads before I start watching streams. And that's really frustrating because I don't want to do that. But I still want to support streamers. So, like, before I watch a Kate Stark stream, I'm going to watch an ad, probably. And that's a bummer. So I'm mostly pretty annoyed with it. I appreciate it puts up from different cells, even in later episodes, because my brain and biology hate each other. Yes. I do like that it's like, hey, here's a reminder about these cells. You met them already. Here's a reminder. And Smatoma cells, they're doing it for my body. It would be very different. Rare autoimmune disease boy here. Yes, it would be. You're right. Amazon Prime in Canada is crap now, too. It went from 20% off pre-orders and releases 10% selected pre-orders. Yes, the Hollow, that's going to happen here, too, if it hasn't. I don't buy my games through Amazon. I never have. But GameStop is stopping its program. So Amazon created that program to match or beat GameStop. They no longer have to do that, so they're ending that program. For me, there are always a few shows I want to watch at Amazon Prime, and Amazon Prime is good for what am I going to watch? What movie should I watch? So I do appreciate that. That's not available for everyone, so I understand how that's not necessarily a plus for some people. It is for me. And then I still obviously get a lot of packages through Amazon, so having free shipping on things certainly helps. It's not the end-all be-all, but it certainly is a beneficial thing. Mostly, I'm just annoyed because Twitch Prime value add was good. Do they let you watch an ad before the stream starts, or is it going to be cut off in the few minutes of the stream? So I don't know how it's going to work, Mr. Bob. I mean, the hope is that it would be before you watch. I do get the desire to de-Amazon my life sometimes, but it is pretty tied to that company. Yeah, losing that pre-order bonus is a thing. You're right. Yeah. Heck yeah. Mitochondrial disease here. All right, it's great. We're making connections. One thing about me is my health and well-being is very much tied to my biggest health problem is my weight. It's just wear and tear in my body. That's the main thing is like eating healthy, eating too much, not exercising enough, that kind of stuff. When it comes to my immune system has always been pretty strong. I've been very blessed and very lucky that I don't often get sick. Almost exclusively, my illnesses are tied to me not sleeping enough and my body being in a position where it gets very tired and then I'm susceptible to illness. So like in high school, I would get sick right before play. It's like the week of the play when we were doing lots of rehearsals and I suddenly wasn't sleeping as much as I should have been. I have something called Heniko I'm sorry, yeah, Purpura. Most of my doctors have never seen a case in person before. Well, Smash Mouth, that's fucking rough, bro. That's rough. Shit. Dang. So I'm gonna show you something right now. These look like just regular old blue tiles, right? Oh, everything got blue there. I'm gonna put that there instead. These just look like blue pieces, but they are actually the eyes. They didn't make me have to put decals on. They did the decals for me. Check out these dragon eyes. Or for real, check this shit out. It looks like this. There's an eye. And there's an eye. How cool is that? The answer is very cool. These are very cool pieces. Name doesn't give it away what is it all either, so I'm always have to explain to new people. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense that it doesn't like let people know. Um there's no particular name for the one oddity that my body has, which is um so I produce an amino acid that I shouldn't. I just produce copious amounts of an amino acid that there's no reason for me to do it. I am one in 80,000 Americans that does this, something like that. Uh, and I don't know a lot about it because it's not super harmful or harmful at all. Here's the thing. So my body produces amino acid that it doesn't need to. When your body produces the amino acid, usually it's because you have hepatitis, which I don't. But I can't give blood because if I go to give blood, the sample of blood they test, they see this amino acid, destroy everything else, and then send the testing further on, the blood further on, to see if I have hepatitis, which I don't. So I can't give blood because my blood is weird. My body produces the amino acid. I did one study on it in Connecticut when I was a teen, and I'm on a list, and every once in a while I get an email saying, hey, are you still in the Connecticut area? We would love for you to come in. And then I go, no, I'm in New York. So, oh, weird. Uh, so this hood piece here is actually like the eyebrows for our dragon. If you can see that there. That looks real neat. So yeah, so that's the weird. That's my oddity, my ailment. Closest thing I have to one, anyway, is that my body does that, which is one of the reasons why I don't drink, is because my body's already weird. My kidney does this. My kidney makes this amino acid, so my kidney's already odd. I might as well not do anything to it. And then there's also other things. There's alcoholism in my family, and just not interested in that. But yeah, it doesn't make the blood work any harder. Unfortunately, it just means that I have a weird thing. 10 at the time it was second or third known case in the country. Yeah, Johnny, it's the fact that your uncle has it and you have it and it's so rare would lend it, like, obviously it makes sense why doctors would consider that to be hereditary. I know that I don't have, there's a heart disease that my uncle has and both my cousins have that's very, very rare. And so they tested, it's my mom's brother, so they tested us, and my mom and I don't have it. Anything wrong with our hearts, but they were like, let's see, because it's very rare. I don't remember the name of it, but it's incredibly rare heart condition. That for a very long time they thought my cousin, they thought it was something to do with his brain, but it was actually his heart, like, stopping and causing oxygen to not go to his brain, which was causing lots of obviously lots of problems. But yeah, they just assumed it was brain related, and it was not. It was heart related. So my cousin had been taking medications for years and years to cure a problem he didn't have instead of the one he did have, because he did not have epilepsy. His just had a heart defect that was causing issues, lots of issues. So, got a pacemaker. He's a very young person with a pacemaker because he's my age. At the time, he was pretty young when it happened. And then, yeah, really crazy. Yeah. Yeah, it's a real fucking thing. You're totally right. But he did eventually know. He knew what was wrong, and it was kind of great. I don't want to put words in his mouth. I'm not here to do that. But the knowing was very important. Finally, the knowing. So we're just doing detailing work on our dragon head right now. Some nice little details here and there. I'm trying to make sure I'm putting the right, because some of these pieces are the same, so I make sure I'm putting them right on right. The dark blue and all that. But yeah, obviously, uh, science is not a science is continually evolving, and we're continually learning, and humans make mistakes, but fuck you. Sometimes hope they don't. Hope they know what they're doing. All right. We are going to continue to. Now we're going to do basically what I just did on this side. We're going to do on the other side. So I need. Hmm. Do 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 do. All right. I have this piece here. It's got, trying to make sure I got all the pieces I need that are in the right colors and the right shapes. I am looking for a blue piece. I found it. Here it goes. It was hiding under the dragon. I couldn't find a piece. I found out it was hiding under the dragon. Waiting for diagnosis was far more stressful than knowing for me. So yeah, I was lucky that my stuff was already known in the family. So I those. Yeah. Yeah, Johnny, the fact that your uncle had gone through this thing that was incredibly rare and probably, there were people knew the warning signs, or at the very least, somebody was like, "Hey, wait, isn't that the thing?" That's very helpful. Yeah. But yeah, the knowing is always, in my mind, the knowing is always better. That's, and you can say that because you survived it and you lived through it, or you're adjusting to it. But in my opinion, anyway, the knowing is always better. Nope, I did this wrong. I just did this, so you'd think I would nail it on the other side, but nope. Sometimes I just fuck up. Ah. All right, so we talked a lot about health here. It's time to talk about some anime. Obviously, we talked about Cells at Work. Very excited about that show. Continue to be excited about it. So let's talk about. Oh, so we continually have been talking about like how I like to pick a series that I didn't watch when it was on live, and then just kind of like binge it, an old series that I missed while I was watching anime. I think I'm done with Tokyo Ravens. I got to the part where there's a spirit animal that is very cool and cute and fun, but the overall story isn't really doing anything for me, and so I think I am done with the series. So now I'm looking for something new to watch. But in my continued, regular watching, I enjoyed Overlord. Because I kind of suspected why we were seeing this particular story arc, and then I got a much better understanding of why we're watching the story arc. Is this invasion, this allowing these workers to invade the tomb, is to test the experiments they've done on making the undead stronger by giving them mystical weapons, making the hamster person stronger, testing their torture stuff. It's interesting in that regard. Now I'm like, oh, okay. I kind of get what we were watching, why the couple episodes were happening. There's some characters I like, so it's going to be kind of a bummer. I do think there was a scene that you obviously get the sense that this very strong hero person who had 3 young, without armor, elves with him, that there was definitely, while you didn't see much of it, you saw a little glimpse of it in the show, clearly there had been some abuse. just the shot of them, and this isn't a super spoiler, the shot of them just kicking him when he was down, like all of them gathered around to kick him together, uh, was like we didn't see that character be shitty for that long, but it was still kind of like, yeah, good for you. Good for you, little elves. Who knows what's going to happen to them, but at least they had a little shining moment of happiness there when their evil master was fucking wrecked. Just wrecked. But overall, I'm just looking forward to the next part because I am mostly interested, as I said, in how the characters interact. Now, here's the thing to think about. When I watched the Overlord, the kind of like realization I had about this show is, so basically the premise for Overlord is, guy was really good at this MMO. He made a bunch of NPCs with his guild. He's the last one to log off, but he doesn't log off when the game servers close. He wakes up in another land. He's now the lich that he was playing in the game. All the NPCs he created are real, and he's in a mystical land, and he's the only one there. So all these NPCs that had like flavor text of what they did in the tomb, they clearly didn't do because it was all flavor text. Now they're doing it. Now the reality of what, like, oh, this is the creature that tortures people for information. Well, that creature may never have tortured anyone for information because that wasn't probably part of the game. That wasn't like a mechanic. So now it is a mechanic in the game. So like that's kind of interesting in my mind. Like thinking about that. These characters that like in the game didn't do anything, but now that the game is real, they do those things. Oh, it's kind of interesting. But that also tells me that I have not been super invested in the show right now if I'm like having these thoughts, because that means I'm not currently super invested in what's happening in the game. Or what's happening in the show, I should say. But yeah, overall, it was an alright episode. It's better than the other ones. I haven't been super into Overlord this season, other than the first episode, so I like this one more. And then, what was I going to say? Lots of action. If you have been watching How Not to Summon a Demon Lord, and your biggest complaint with that show was it is too booby and too like accidental whatever, and like not enough action in this action harem series. It's too much harem, not enough action. Well, don't worry, because there was a lot of action. There was some cool, really well shot action. Some interesting stuff happened. So overall, I was happy. And at the very end, they threw in some dumb bullshit because, of course, they did. Because it'd gone too long without it. But yeah, lots of action in that episode. So I was happy with that. Because that was pretty cool. I do still like that series. It is a guilty pleasure. I don't always, talk about guilty pleasures and stuff. I would talk about the anime I like, and I like what I like. But, yeah, Yuna's getting better. I think Yuna's good. Let's see. I'm in the process of trying to find another old show to watch. So I have to look because I haven't looked in the Crunchyroll. When they get new stuff from Funimation, they usually post what they have. So I look at that now and again just for ideas of things to watch. Let's see. I don't know what this is. Oh, this is like the mouth. We are making the mouth, everybody. There, fangs. Flip it over. This is an odd piece. Put that there. It's just a weirdly shaped piece. I don't have anything particularly creative to say about it. It's just a weird shaped piece. put that in the mouth. A cool way to make this. All right, so there's our dragon. That's our dragon. It's got a red mouth there. Opens it up. Eyes on the side. I like that weren't decals because that way I didn't fuck it up. And then we can put the head on this dragon here. Yep. I knew that was going to happen, but it didn't break. It's just that the legs didn't want to stay up for that part there, which is fine. Rah. Dragon. Let's get this there. Let's just do it like that. Yeah. There we go. Should I watch Fist of the North Star? The Hollow asks. I don't know if that show holds up. It's kind of incredible, especially for its time. It's gory and bloody and vicious and kind of cool. A loud show. Like I said, I don't know if it holds up. I think you'd watch a bunch of clips on YouTube and be satisfied with Fist of the North Star. The live-action movie, the U.S. live-action movie, you should not watch because it is very, very bad. Mario Van Peebles is that. It's like like an American English adaptation that is not good. No one talks about it, though, so don't worry if you've never heard of it. All right, so all we have left is to build, like, the, I don't know what to call it. I don't know. We got to build something here. I'm trying to think of what to call this. I don't know. I don't know what to call this thing. Where we're going to have our guy stand, basically. His platform on this. It's kind of like his seat. I don't know. I don't know what to call it. Maybe you can think of a name for it. But we're building a thing for someone to stand on this. Alright, so we can put these like this. Good platform. Think that's the most posable Lego set I've ever seen. I tried watching JoJo's a while ago. I feel like I had completely opposite reaction to the show than most people had. Oh, so there's two ways of watching JoJo. You can watch the shorter retelling of the first series, or you can skip to Diamonds Are Unbreakable. Which is the most modern, most recent show. You miss a little bit. You're like, who's this old man? Why is he senile when he shows up? You miss some major things, but it is kind of its own unique story. And you can read about certain characters if you're like, oh, this character is actually important in the other story. Oh, this makes sense. But there's a lot of, I would say that Diamond is Unbreakable, the most recent one, has a lot of heart, which not since the very first show, before Stands, pre-Stands, when it's just about some unique, interesting powers and a really scary vampire. I think the very first show, it has heart to it, and then the third series kind of loses that heart a lot, and then it gets it back a bit with Diamond is Unbreakable. Harold, have a great night. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for hosting. I'll see you soon. I loved everything up until they introduced the stands and then got bored. I'm at the end of the journey teachers. Okay, so the stand stuff can be a little tough. It's where a lot of people really got on board with the shows. I think, like, to me, it's always about, like, finding the little things that make you laugh about it, like the subtitle names versus the names you could hear them say, how the names are clearly references to musicians, and then they are like, well, no, these are not musician names. These are other names. It's not Crazy Diamond, it's Shining Diamond, or whatever. That's kind of fun how they do that, but I can understand getting bored with it. But I will say that the fourth series, Diamonds Unbreakable, I think is just cool and interesting. I think the support characters are really, really good and nice, and I'm into them. So maybe that would be something you'd be into. I wish this dragon had bigger wings. I think these wings are a little bit of a cop out. But other than that, I think this is a very cool kit. And then this goes on like this. So which is kind of cool. Okay, now I know what to call this. Hey, board, welcome. So this is a saddle. I don't know why I couldn't think the word saddle, but that's what this is. We're like adding a saddle to our dragon. That makes way more sense. I don't know why I couldn't think of the word saddle for so long, but guess what? I could not think of the word saddle for a very long time. And then we put the chain here. We got to put some chains on it, and then we'll be ready to go. Saddle. I don't know why I couldn't think of the word saddle, but I couldn't. And then by trying to think of it, it got worse. And now I know saddle. That's what this stupid thing is that we were building right there. Yeah, I mean, Smash Mouth, a lot of people really like the stands because, especially like the interaction, the uniqueness of them, the stands that they're going to be facing as they try to find Dio are pretty interesting to some folks. But if that's not what you're into, it's not what you're into. And I'm not here to be like, oh no, you gotta. They're the best. It's the best part of the show. I think it's kind of interesting, but I also think that the the latest series is the best one, and many people do not agree with me. All right, so we've got missile launchers here in the fucking inside our dragon. I'm just gonna load them. I'm not gonna shoot them because then I have to go find them. But they like fit in the dragon mouth, and then you just shoot them out of the back of the neck there, right here, and that's pretty cool. Probably take these out. I don't like that. But yeah, here's our dragon. We got some extra pieces I'm going to put away. But yeah, it shoots missiles. And we got a bunch of extra dumb little things here and some people. But yeah, this is our kit. Bored. Sorry, Mr. Ghost. How you been? I'm good. They're all cool A's. There's like best character development, then Phantom Blood and the Battle Tendency because, yes. I will say that you're very right, Smash Mouth, that a lot of episodes are one episode arcs. The very few characters go from very few villains are introduced and then stick around in mini arcs. They have a lot of villains to go through, so it is a lot of the villain of the week, even though there's a major storyline. But yeah, bored. Overall, I've been good. We built this dragon on Saturday. We finished it today. I'm very pleased with it. I think it looks rad as fuck. And I'm excited to work on our next kit, which Lashbrook bought off my Amazon wish list. So we'll talk about that in a bit. And then there's like you can buy some other stuff. There's like a booster kit for this, but I'm not interested in that. There's a red dragon that I definitely think I'm gonna want to look for because that's got big old wings on it, and that looks good. And we've got our green mech dragon, which is like apparently a big mech, so we'll be building that. I own that, and that's one of the next things we'll build. So something to look forward to. I'm going to put this stuff here, in there, that stuff in there, all in there, great. And then I'm going to take a photo of this dragon after the show, as always, so put that there. Yeah, it's a very cool kit. I think this thing rules. It came together really awesome. I won't have to break it apart too much because I'll be able to move the legs down. But yeah, it's got a lot of, I really like how like low to the ground you can get the dragon here. It's kind of cool. I think that's neat. Get real low with it. Lot of articulation in the legs, which is very cool. So we'll put our dragon to the side. That was neat as heck. There is not a blue eyes white dragon. I have not seen a white dragon. If we do ever come across a white dragon, I will be sure to pick it up. I assume that there's some Yu-Gi-Oh model kits of some of those things, but they might not be through. Well, they might be through Bandai, but I've never seen a Yu-Gi-Oh kit, but I bet they exist. The action scenes that they're really hard time carrying unless it takes care of them. Yeah, I understand that, Johnny. All right, so we're going to get into our next kit. I'm going to give you a preview of what that is. We already talked about it. If you didn't watch... Wait, what happened? Oh, mouse went away. If you didn't watch the stream, my video, where I showed it off, this is the Norn. It's the Banshee. This kit was purchased by Lashbrook. Thank you, Lashbrook. Yeah, some rich asshole comes by and smashes it. Yep. Tears it up. Doesn't let you have it. So this is the, we're probably just going to call this the Banshee Norn, or the Banshee or the Norn. I'm going to put this aside because I don't need it. But yeah, this is our next kit. This is a real grade kit. Now, if you've never watched the streams before, and you don't know, or you've watched the streams, but you haven't seen me build a real grade. That's what I should say. If you haven't watched a real grade build, here's what's up with the real grade. It's the 144 scale. But it's not a high grade. But it's not a master grade. It's in between. So you end up with a very small kit with a lot of articulation and some bells and whistles and some tricks. It's interesting. It's kind of new. I've only done 2 or 3 of them. The kit I'm giving away on Monday, on my Monday stream, I'll be doing a giveaway, my monthly giveaway, and that will be the first kit that one of the real grades that I built. It's the Wing Gundam real grade. So we're gonna get started with this in a moment, but it's a perfect time now to take a break, apologize for the cause, talk about ways that you can support me. 1, if you're just watching and you're not a subscriber, subscribe. It would be great. You could use real money. You could use your Twitch token while you still have Twitch Prime before you abandon Twitch Prime because it's not going to be a great deal. Oh, Danielle retweeted. That's very nice. Yeah. I say this at the end, but you see the tweet. I got 20 followers. I'm going to retweet this. Or, hey, I know somebody that watches Twitch streams and looking for someone new to watch. I'll tell them they should be watching Pat streams because those are fun. That's a thing you could do. You could also, if you don't want to be a Twitch subscriber, you could join my Patreon. I'm going to put a link in the chat right now. Patreon is a way to support me. $5 Patreon supporters get videos in advance. They'll get audio. This video for this stream tonight, and everyone else will get tomorrow on YouTube. There's also my Amazon wish list. This kit that we are about to build, that I am tapping and pointing at, was purchased off my wish list by Lashbrook. Thank you, Lashbrook. So you could see something on there. I buy kits off my wish list. You could buy something off my wish list if that's what you want to do and how you want to support the channel. I also have like a tip jar. You can just do that. You just jump on the tip jar, do that thing. It's always nice to have people doing that, and all money I make through everything. I just got the $100 check from Twitch not too long ago. That, the Patreon funds, money, the tip jar, all of that goes into me building kits. Same thing with the wish list. The only things I put on the wish list are kits that I want to build and equipment that I think would be helpful to have. So one of the things I did on my own was I had a little bit of money on a card. And a little bit of money coming back, so a little discount if I used it on Amazon. I got myself a Eagle Tech wireless mouse and wireless keyboard. So if I'm ever trying to use my mouse and it goes away, I have to tap on the keyboard and it'll come back up. They're battery powered. They got a little USB dongle that I just plug in to the computer. And it means that I don't have to unplug my mouse and keyboard from my normal day-to-day setup for when I do my build setup. And it's just going to save me a bunch of time and energy because, like, I can move the monitor. I don't have to worry about cables. I don't have to worry about cable management. I don't have to worry about that. Like, it's just a helpful, easy thing. And it was like $15. And that money came out of my coffee account, actually. I had some money saved in there, deposited onto that credit card so that I could use the bonus cash on the credit card, and got it. Hooray! So that's like just a cool thing that happened, and I think that was like another way that people can support the stream. Follow if you're not following. Turn your notifications on. Tell people about it. Like it's the best way to kind of grow it. I expect a little bit of uptick after PAX because I will be on 2 live streams where at least on one I will plug it. I will plug it on my Friday night one. I'm going to tweet out that I'm going to start the Banshee Norn real grade. I'm going to tweet that out now. Thank you for whoever retweeted. Let's look. Okay, Greg Yiff retweeted. Very nice. But yeah, that's it. I like to take a little time and kind of promote my stuff. My Discord. Speaking of promotion, join my Discord. It's very chill and nice and not that busy, and I think you'll like it. There's a link to my Discord, the Bill with Bear community. It's very chill, very laid back, very nice. I think you'll like it there. Yeah. Johnny brings up that the Big Bang Theory is finally ending. Yep. I never really watched the show. It didn't hold my interest because it was like nerd cosplay. It was just some people, I did not describe it, but it has been described to me as a nerdy minstrel show. There's a clip online called "Where's the Joke," where it's this like them playing like table tennis and just referencing nerdy things and like the Thundercats, and then the audience laughing, and then it just cuts to somebody going, "What's funny about that? Where's the joke?" And I think that's the funniest thing that ever came out of the whole show, honestly. Sold a lot of shirts and merchandise, and maybe encourage some people to be a little bit more who they are. And I'm sure that there are some folks that saw themselves in Sheldon that were happy to see themselves represented on TV, even if those characters were not great with 2 women and weird, not great stereotypes. Sometimes, you fucking take what you can get. It sucks. Yes. Yes, the autistic coded guy. I don't disagree with you. While I do know some folks that were still happy to see themselves represented, did not love their representation or presumed represented, did not love that. Clearly, and so Johnny, I think you're totally within your right to, as you say, dance on its grave. Yeah. And all right, so you end up with these. This should be like 4 or 5 pieces that we would have connected. Instead, it's doing it for us, which is always kind of an interesting part of the build experience for these things. Is that they're like, these are very thick, heavy pieces for like the arm, the leg joints, and the feet, and they're like, we did this for you. All right, okay. Lots of clear plastic on this set. I think it's like really beautiful looking, wonderful clear plastic. Clear colored plastic, and I think it's going to look very cool. The Norn is a very cool kit. So I'm excited to build that. G 52. G52. Look at how many tiny pieces there are on G. Gosh. Dang. Oh, we should be doing two of these instead of just the one. Good to know. I have not done the 144 scale in some time, so some of these tiny pieces may give me some trouble. I might be swearing a bit here and there. I apologize for my language if this becomes frustrating when dealing with some tiny pieces, but I think it'll be okay. I'll get another hour left on the stream, so we'll get some detailing work done here. We'll get some of this kit done. But yeah, these real grade sets are pretty unique and pretty interesting in how they like. I'm never sure what the bells and whistles are going to be, what the extra stuff is going to be. Um, I was told that I should give Angels in Darkness a shot. The anime Angels in Darkness. That yes, it is a weird show, but it's like based on a an indie game and and actually interesting, which I kind of didn't believe at first because it doesn't seem interesting as a show. But I've been told it's actually an interesting show, and I should give it a chance. So I might give it a chance. It looks just like another horror thing, but I guess it's got more to it than that. Um, I don't know. I know some people are watching that show, but I was told that I might like it. So maybe I might give that show a chance. We'll see. Huh. Weird. But yeah, I was told that I should check it out. What's going on here? Sorry, I'm just trying to get used to this. This piece is weird, and so I'm trying to figure out how it attaches. Does it attach like that? It does. Okay. All right, and it goes like this. Okay. All right. I think I figured that out. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. This is just like a weird. It's very strange how this comes together. All right, we did that. So we're doing two of those. Then we'll do two of these. We need H and E. Do that. E is here. Um, but yeah, now I'm as I said earlier, I am in the hunt for my next binge series. I am now caught up to date with Making It, um, which I've talked about before, but I'm very into as a show. Um, Making It just seems like it's going to be really cool. I've been, I like a reality show where people are good at the thing they're doing, and then people appreciate them being good. And it's like, well, I don't love sending people home. That dynamic of it, like they're getting sent home by like the most minuscule things, and then people are like, well, thank you for the opportunity, and I'm just so happy I got to meet such nice people. And you're just like, oh man, okay, bye. It's just a good show, and Amy and Nick are awesome and have such a great attitude with it, and seem to genuinely enjoy the process of it, which is cool. I know that for those that haven't watched it, it is on NBC. It is a crafting competition show. They're paper crafter people and general crafting people and woodworking people, and they're all competing on challenges and pushing themselves. And it's the stories are good and compelling. And the very first episode features a person talking about how their family rejected them, and it's fucking heavy as hell. Um, and I really like the show, and I think it's cool. And my only major complaint so far is that I get why they're focused on the woman that's really well known at Etsy, but I couldn't, because that's not the kind of crafting I do. You know, I couldn't care less about Etsy. So like every time it's her time to talk, I'm like, yeah, okay, sure, whatever. Let's hear from the person that works at Barney's that has done like window displays for Barney's. I don't want to talk about this Etsy professional, which I know, which isn't fair, which I know is rude. I understand that. It's not cool that I'm like, I don't care about you, but I don't. Anyway, that show's good. I don't know if it's available for everyone on NBC.com, but if you look up for Making It there, can't tell you for sure if it's working, um, but or if it'll work for you. But I like it. I think it's a good show. All right, working on our feet here. We're starting with the feet, just putting our connecting pieces in, just doing stuff there. Then we need undergate, undergate, F and then A, E, F, and A. Haven't seen too much new stuff this summer because there's not so much other things happening. Have you a chance to watch the new Get in the Ring? No, I haven't, Lashbrook. That's on my that's actually on my flight video. I downloaded it because I'm gonna watch some stuff on my laptop on my flight to Seattle. Because I will sleep part of the way, but I won't sleep all the way. So I'm actually saving that because I'm sure it'll be interesting and a fun thing to watch. So yeah, so that's the goal there is to watch that on the plane and not now, but I will eventually see that. Undergates are where the pieces are connected underneath, so they don't have to be cleaned up. Yes, it just as a term, not used to seeing that there. I'm just being like undergate, and I'm like, oh, okay, y'all don't throw that terminology around that often. So this is F10 is this piece. Between the vacation, you and your girlfriend took S, GDQ, and Evo, and now the big Dota 2. Constantly behind on summer events. Yeah, there's a lot going on. You know, like it helps that like I was only really interested in Dragon Ball at Evo, so I only watched Dragon Ball. I watched a little bit of Melee because I do have fond memories of that series, even though I don't play it much anymore. Because I'm not, not even really a fighting game guy. Uh, but I was invested in Dragon Ball, so I watched that at Evo. But yeah, I mean, I have no interest in Dota and no interest in Overwatch uh, and watching that. So the most I've had is while I decided that I'm done playing it for now anyway, but probably forever because once you stop, it's so hard to get the old cards you need to keep going. I think I'm done playing Hearthstone. I'm not done watching people play Hearthstone, and with there being a new expansion, a lot of streamers that I like and people that put up YouTube videos, like one of the guys I like a lot for his videos, has been putting up 2 videos a day instead of 1 video a day. So I'm now added like 8 to 15 minutes of content, which isn't much, but still is more content. So I'm trying to keep up with all the people I watch play Hearthstone because they have a lot more to talk about right now. All right. So let's see. Make sure I line always make sure you line things up right. Do your best. Like that. And then this goes nothing there. Great. It goes like that. Looks good. That's starting to look pretty cool. But yeah, there's just a bunch of events, and so I understand why people are. And yeah, like I'm sure there's a few people watching Dota all day today. But that's not something that I particularly have any interest in, so it makes my life easier. I don't have to worry about it. Um, boop, boop, boop. All right. Connect it. All right, so we got our feet done. We can put our feet aside. We'll come back to that. Oh, no, we have two more pieces. Sorry. What am I saying? We have more pieces to do. H4 and D7. I was once in my life at a regional powerhouse at Melee. I was the best player in my local scene in my hometown area. Oh, that's awesome. Hometown area was on the opposite side of the country from where all the Melee tournaments were run. Um, One could also see that if that hadn't been that case, maybe there would have been more of a scene, perhaps. But also, hey, when you're great at being great local is still being great, you know. I don't know if I've ever been the best at any video game. I have games that I really like. Uh, I certainly yeah, I was never. There's always. And my friend Nick was only marginally better at DDR than I was. So I guess I was one of the best DDR players in our crew. Um, I got okay at that game. DDR third mix, playing a lot of second mix songs. That was my sweet spot. Probably that was when I was exercising a lot and was down to almost 200 pounds, and a lot of that 200 pounds was muscle. It wasn't all fat. So, and I went to an arcade that was near my house a lot. I spent a lot of money on DDR. You know, never tournament good, but pretty good. Yeah, we tried. We tried to keep it up. The melee scene locally kind of died after Smash 4 came out. Because unlike Brawl, there were melee players who didn't hate Smash 4. I'm top pretty much unchallenged local champion. That is very cool. It's always nice to feel like you're very good at a thing. All right, so now that's done. The feet are done. I actually finished the feet. It's time to work on our right leg. So we're not doing these two at a time here. We're going to go back to our pieces here, our kind of weird equipment things. While I build this thing, I will talk about briefly how I'm going to PAX next week, as many of you know. It is time to start talking about PAX and the many things. I have panels. I'm producing 3 panels, hosting 2 of them, and I'm on a 4th panel. I say I don't host League of Heels. I am producing that almost completely exclusively by myself. Of course, Eric Pope is helping here and there. Eric booked one of the people that is doing the show, but I kind of took most of the responsibility on myself in Aaron's absence from the show. And then, so Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Is the Improvised Postmortem. It's a show. Will be the 3rd time I do it as a panel. I am excited to do it as always because I think it's a solid panel that people will like, and that people have liked in the past. I don't want to run the whole thing down, but Gerstmann, Lang, Straub, Abby Russell, a ton of great people. Daniel Riendo, Adi and Liz from the fantastic Someone Has Died. They made the board game Someone Has Died that I've talked a bunch. I can't wait to have them because they're just genuinely very funny people. And so I'm excited for our crew to get to know them. I don't know what this is supposed to do here. So I'm excited, yeah, for people to get to know them in the show. That will be live streamed 8:30 p.m. Pacific time at twitch.tv/PAX2. That's Sunday. I will be doing League of Heels. We have an evening show for the first time. I'm going to take a drink of water here. We got our evening show on Saturday, Saturday, September 1st, 8:30 p.m. Twitch.tv/PAX2. We will have the League of Heels show that I am producing for the first time, and helped organize and all that. And I'm doing play by color commentary, like from the floor. I'll be in the Bear Cave talking to people, seeing what's going on. Um, Last minute, getting a replacement for somebody that bailed on us last minute, all that fun stuff. Ton of people doing that. The last video, I've been making videos for the Bear Cave. I have a Bear Cave video that we posted tomorrow for folks that enjoy those videos. I got one more for you that I'm doing tomorrow. Sunday, not live, not streams, but live, obviously. But I meant it's not streams. Build a Bear Workshop Lego Challenge. Charlie Chu, Abby Russell, head to head in a competition to figure out who's the better Lego builder. Doesn't matter who wins. It's fun. It's going to be fun. It doesn't matter who wins. The idea is that they will not know ahead of time. They will not know until it starts what kit they're building. It's a small little kit. I say that it's about 90 pieces, just so that folks know the size of it. They will build this kit, and then when they're done building the kit, they will be able to customize it by asking me for access to the case. Then they can open the case, and they can pull out whatever they'd like to build from the case, with the understanding that anything they pull out of that case, they will have to build. They will have to include in their final product. No extra pieces for that. And it's going to be really fun. And that's going to be films. I've got Eric from ENC 3000 who films all the League of Heels stuff. Eric is going to film that. And then when that's done, it will go out for everybody to watch on my YouTube. Yes, there are many, many packs, and it is hard to keep track. Believe me. Like, I have to figure out stuff for PAX Unplugged because I submitted just like a general framework, but I don't have a lot of like, here's who's going to do it stuff for it. Most likely there'll be a League of Heels show there at PAX Unplugged in the end of November, beginning of December, and there will be a what do you call it? There'll be a Build-A-Bear Lego Challenge, most likely. Because I think that, more than anything, would really speak to that audience. So, I'm going to try to make sure I'm not fucking these pieces up here. I haven't done this yet, so I'm trying very hard to make sure that I am not screwing this up. I'm kind of looking, so I apologize if I'm taking too long with any of this, but I'm trying not to fuck this up. Should it go on here? Should it go like this? No, it can't go like that. It's got to go like this. Okay. It's got to go like this. That's how it goes. And this goes like this. That goes like that. And this goes... Alright, I think I'm getting this. I'll know if I fucked this leg up, but I think I didn't fuck it up. I think I did the leg right. So we'll see. Always a risky venture. When you don't know how a thing works, you should just start doing it. But yeah, alright, I think that's right. Looks right. And we'll find out. Lots of pieces to put on here. Moon packs on the moon. That's a shirt, yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's just so many paxes. I totally understand why that is frustrating for folks. And I don't go to all of them. I mean, let's be real. I don't go to South. I went to 2 years. I went to the first two Souths. I really enjoyed myself. And then I ran out of income to be able to do that because East sometimes is in March. And when East is in March, I can't at the end of January and in the middle of March. I can't do two cons. So it just doesn't work. But I would like to, at some point in the future, go back um, to PAX South because I really liked it. There's a year where we go. There's a time at some point where we go to all four PAXs. I think that is a thing that happens at some point. All four U.S. PAXs. That'll happen some year. It might be. I'm going to try to do it some year. We'll see. Who the heck knows? Maybe that'll never happen. All right, so this goes in like this. Okay. And this goes up. And then this is F16. Hell yeah. But yeah, I think 3 packs this year is just enough. Excited to do a League of Heels show because last year we submitted one and then it just like because PAX Australia came up, we just couldn't do both. We couldn't do. Aaron couldn't really help, and I unfortunately got very busy with my day job, so I couldn't lead it. But League of Heels will go to Unplugged, and then we'll take it from there. And the next year, hopefully just the same 3 shows. Hopefully we'll have Aaron back for East. It looks like he'll be able to travel by then. I certainly hope so. This goes on here. All right, I'm starting to figure this thing out. I don't know. There's a lot of pieces here. I'm trying to there's a lot of moving parts to this kit. It's very detailed work. I'm excited for it, but they're doing the whole Power by Packs things too, where they want to put the packs name things without. So basically, they're doing that. They're doing a little bit of that, right? So the Powered by Packs thing is that Reed has a few. By buying a company, Reed got a convention, a European convention. And so it's not a PAX, but it's the same, they're approaching it like a PAX. So it won't have anything to do with PAX, but it'll be called Powered by PAX, yes. There's a lot of PAX I like, but there's a bunch you do not. Yes, I understand that, yeah. So Johnny, they're basically taking over a thing that they already exists. They're just going to call it Powered by PAX because PAX is a bigger name than Reed. Or the concept of PAX is a bigger name than Reed is. I'm going to look that up. I forget the guy's name. All right, I can't find it. I don't know how to find it, but oh yeah, I get an email from this dude who's really high up at Reed Pop now and again. So Reed has PAX West, PAX East, PAX South, PAX Australia, PAX Unplugged, PAX Dev, Powered by PAX, which is some of the EGX stuff. And they also have a little PAX Powered by PAX thing in the somewhere, yeah. But yeah, Powered by PAX is just there for gaming. Instead of saying Reed, they're gonna say Powered by PAX. That's all it's gonna be, really. Yeah, and they're gonna be part of a Chinese thing, a Seoul. There's a Seoul, South Korea, and there's gonna be a Chinese thing as well. But it's just honestly Reed realizing, I think smartly, that the brand name of PAX, is associated with the webcomic and some bullshit there that sucks. But for a lot of people that just like the convention, PAX just means, oh, that's the gaming convention where like I can demo games, like big games and small games and uh, all kinds of cool stuff. That sounds hell yeah, powered by PAX. That sounds great. I can't go to Boston, but I can go to this thing. So I think it's very smart of them to do that. Just the same way I think Unplugged is a cool idea. I wish it wasn't at the time of year it is, but I still think it's cool. I also wish that Boston would just give them a fucking weekend instead of this like move around shit where sometimes it's like the same week as GDC. Uh, it sucks. That was really shitty. That's really shitty when it happens. It sucks for devs where they're like sending people out early from GDC so they can go start setting up the booth at PAX. And I'm never sure. I don't know the whole story. I'm not versed in that. Why that is. Why there's this weird thing um, where they don't have the same weekend every year. I don't know if it's just Boston feels that way and or what. Or the convention center doesn't want to book people the same weekend every year. They don't let you call dibs. I'm not sure what it is, but it is weird. South is like 2 weeks earlier this year. Oh, now it's the same. Actually, I think the very first year Lashbrook it was the same year as Magfest, but I might be wrong, or if it was like the week before. Because I thought the first year they had a thing where there was a webcam you could see Magfest, and then Magfest could see PAX. They also did that for Anime Boston one year. One year, Anime Boston had was the same weekend, so they had a booth at PAX that was just what was going on at Anime Boston. I thought that was kind of cool, so people could see what was up. First year was the same weekend. Yeah, first year was the same weekend as MagFest. Yeah, that's rough. I didn't know South was early. I'm actually gonna look that up. That sucks because Unplugged is basically the end of November, which is really the beginning of December. Oh yeah, January 18th. That is earlier. Obviously, they haven't said when Boston is. They usually don't until too late. Uh, I'm gonna ask. Uh, Proto Men are awesome. They're such a great thing to watch live. Proto Men are great to watch when they're full thing. They're also really fun. Like when the bands go and have a quote unquote surprise set uh, in the music room. That's also incredible when they just show up and um, I remember I didn't see them live the first year that they were playing it that I knew of them, but I was walking by the band room, the music room, um, and the doors opened, and then I just heard somebody singing "Total Eclipse of the Heart," and I was like, "What is that?" And then I walked in the room, and it was people in makeup, and I was like, "What am I watching?" It was one of my first like big pack surprises because I didn't know who they were. And then I went to Bandland and bought a shirt. Had only seen them sing Total Eclipse of the Heart. Hadn't seen them do anything else, but it was enough for me to be like, I am purchasing a t-shirt right the fuck now. Because this is awesome. D. Yeah, they're a fantastic show. All right, so then we need A9 and A8. This kit's pretty cool so far. This is 8 here. I mentioned at the top of the show, I'll mention it again now because some people joined us. I am doing a stream next Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern until 4 p.m. Eastern because I will be at PAX. I will not be able to do my normal streams. So I wanted to do something for folks. So I'm going to do Monday. It'll be an afternoon stream. That's 2 p.m. Eastern. until um, until 4 p.m. Eastern, just to give people something cool to watch while I do before I go off. Um, so please tune in if you can for that. That'll be cool. And then I will try to do a show from PAX. I will try to do like a here's me at the table or here's me hanging out, some kind of thing. I'll be obviously working at the booth a lot, so I can't. I'll be a little limited in how much or how little I can stream, but I'm going to try to do some kind of stream while I am while I'm there. Just kind of bonus thing, and I'll announce that and send people out. They were I tried to have a discussion about bases with a just completely exhausted Murphy. Yeah, uh, PAX can take a lot out of you. For me anyway, now especially with the table thing because it's a job, it is a lot. Um, T-shirts arrived. I haven't looked at them because they arrived in Seattle. Uh, we got them printed and then sent out. Samantha Kalman has our T-shirts. Um, so she's got boxes of T-shirts for us. Posters should arrive tomorrow. I can't wait to open those up and take a look at them. I'll probably post a photo on League of Heels. Um, the goal, and we can talk about this stuff. Uh, the goal for me anyway is to have the is to do stuff early for Unplugged. Is to do shirts, ahead of time. Send them off to Owen Ozone, who lives in the Philly area, and have him pick up shirts for me there, and to do posters really early and get the poster done very early so that I'm not like spend just to save a bunch of money and not have to worry about like delays. Like we're very lucky there was no delay in the shirts. There could have easily been a delay in the shirts. We got very lucky that there isn't one. We also are very lucky that there's no delay in anything. In the posters, theoretically, the posters are coming tomorrow. But if there had been a delay at any point, then it's just like that risks it. Like if we don't have shirts and we have to like overnight shirts, get them made, spend a bunch of money, and then that's money that we would have then made, and it's like it all adds up to being a real disaster. So as little or as much as we can do to mitigate that stuff is all I'm trying to do to going forward. I'm sorry this thing is taking so long. I think I might have. Did I punch out the wrong pieces? I might have punched out one of the wrong pieces here. Um, that was 8. Oh, yeah, I did. Okay. That explains it. There are two 8s, and I pulled both out instead of 8 and 9. I pulled both 8s out. So that explains why that wasn't working. Let's put this in the box and remember it. That would explain why that was not a thing that was happening. Just kept not happening. But yeah, that's the goal is to maybe do some stuff early for Unplugged. Uh, and then the also like the benefit is if we don't sell through our shirts and Unplugged, then I just ship them to myself from Philly, and then I have shirts that I can bring up to Boston, or ship them, or bring them to Owen, have him ship them to Aaron's brother in Boston, and then pay Owen for that, and then we have a bunch of shirts in Boston waiting for us. Like that's the nice thing about Philly and Boston being so close to each other, uh, is that it allows us to like plan ahead a little bit in ways that we have not been able to. Uh, it's the biggest benefit of them being so close. Touring is a lot. A lot of others seem to get more or less addicted to it. Yeah, there are some people that are really addicted to touring. I have friends who are on the road constantly. That like exploring cities. That they're with friends and they end up in a good vibe. And there are people that uh, can't just physically can't do it. They didn't realize they were unable to tour until they started touring, and that they're just not meant. It's not meant for them. I have a few friends that are like that. They're just like, oh yeah, found out. I am now a studio musician only because it doesn't work. I'm like, oh, okay, bummer, but at least they know. All right, so this goes on here, and then this goes E115. The closest thing I got to touring is the fact that I've been to so many conventions this year. Let's do it. Let's figure this out. We've got uh, Emerald City Comic Con, PAX East, San Diego Comic Con, Flame Con, PAX West, New York Comic Con, PAX Unplugged. That's what was that? 7. 2 of which are in New York and don't require travel. FlameCon and New York Comic Con don't require me to travel at all. That's a lot of conventions. 3 of those are obviously PAXs, which is way more work. Like Emerald City Comic Con and San Diego, I did work at, and New York Comic Con I'll be working at. So New York Comic Con, I know that I will be doing some video stuff for Oni again, because I always do stuff for Oni now. That's our thing, is that we do stuff together. To B1. Okay, so we're putting some things on here now. One of the things that I'll do for that, and then the other thing is that theoretically, I'm not saying it's happening. I might be running a panel for a company at New York Comic Con, and I've been on 2 panels. So I'm very excited about the idea of being able to host a panel. We're figuring out the details. It'll be real good. I'm very excited about it. But yeah. Dad is a huge fan of Bruce Springsteen, and for most of my life, Springsteen has done the last tour ever on account of age and health pretty much every other year. Yeah, that's a guy that seems to really enjoy touring, and my assumption is that every time he's not touring, when he's off a tour, he's like, yeah, okay, that's it. I got to be done with that. And then that changes because it's time to keep going. All right, we're just making sure these joints move, I guess. And then this goes here like that. And a bunch of stuff snaps onto it. And okay, so it goes like this. Once I do the other leg, which will, be Saturday, it'll go a lot faster. Because I'm just right now like trying to get a rhythm of this. And then I need H2, H5 and H6. Great. Yeah, I mean, like I said, for me, the most I've done touring this year is how many conventions I'm going to this year, which is the most I've ever been. Without doing Gamer X, that decreases the number of conventions I do by 1 or go to by 1. And then I added Emerald City Comic Con and San Diego Comic Con to that. So even though I'm up 1 from a year, and that's up 2 for travel. It's a lot. The nice thing is for even with having a League of Heels table, which will most likely, most definitely have at what do you call it? We'll most definitely have a table for League of Heels at Unplugged. It's still not going to be as busy as other conventions. and I'll only do 2 panels. Um, See, I fucked up. I should not be doing one of the panels I'm doing. I'm on a 4th panel. I didn't even say I'm on a 4th panel at PAX West because I haven't been promoting Dave Lang's panel, Let's Rank It, at all because I'm very happy to do it. But, like, I got so much going on. I can't promote that. I don't have time to promote that. But I'm on Let's Rank It. So I should not be on 4 panels. I should not be producing 3 panels, hosting 3 panels. That's too many panels. I'm doing 2, I'll do 2 at and that to me is a sweet spot. So really what I should be doing is if Aaron's there, then I think 3 makes sense. But if Aaron's not there, I don't think I should be doing these panels by myself. I think it's like too much effort. All these panels. If I'm taking the lead on a League of Hill show, it's a lot. You don't need to promote Let's Rank It. Dave's done enough promoting 20 minutes leading up to the start. Yeah. Well, he also does his like hangout thing. He'll do some stuff to promote. I mean, I'll mention I'm on it, but I haven't because I have other things. It can't be a priority. It just can't for me right now. I've got too much other things. But yeah, when I realized when Aaron was like, yeah, I'm not going to be at West, I should have canceled one of my panels. But I really wanted to do Lego Challenge, and because I've been so in love with the idea, and I really wanted to, improvise postmortem. The nice thing about improv postmortem is, hey, here's a hint, guys. Tomorrow, I'm going to do that tweet thing where I'm like, retweet this with your name for a fake video game, and it might end up in the show. I'm doing that tomorrow. That's literally all the promotion I have to do. I came up with 6 fake video game names, which I think are good, and then y'all are going to come up with a good portion of the show just tomorrow, and then also promote the show to many, many people tomorrow. So, it's going to be okay. I did really well at East. The first time we did at East, that was Thursday, which was the first Thursday, because this year was the first year they did 4 nights. And the fact that, a ton of people showed up for that, considering I had not really promoted it, and it was the first night, we still had a really good crowd for, a 9 o'clock on a Thursday, the first Thursday. I'm not worried about that show. I am a little worried about, I don't know how big the Hippograph Theater is for Lego Challenge. I'm hoping that I can get Abby to, kind of tweet about it and get some fans to come on Sunday. I also don't love that it sounds like I'm not sure if I'm going to have proper coverage on Sunday at the booth. So I might have to close or instead not open the booth on Sunday until I'm done. And I don't like that. But I think that's what's going to have to happen. Hopefully I can get hopefully my volunteer stuff will work out. I got some coverage during Let's Rank It, so I don't have to close for Let's Rank It. Someone will be there, but Pope is there for work. He's there for actual work. He's doing community stuff. So, hanging out at the wrestling booth doesn't really work for him, unfortunately. He'll be there for a little bit. But Dave Lang is enough of a person to promote literally anything by himself, just being Dave Lang. Yes. You're totally right, Johnny. I don't have to worry about doing promotion. But even though I don't have to worry about promotion, that doesn't mean I don't want to do it. It doesn't want to mean that I don't want to promote my appearance on something and let people know that they should check it out. The promotion machine still lives in me. I'm still a comedian that wants to entertain and wants people to come to shows, and I still want to have a crowd. That has not changed just because just because it's not my show. If I'm on it, I want people to come. Oh, this goes here. All right. These are some tiny pieces right now. Just putting them on. like little accents. There's a lot of detail on this real grade. I'm pleased with it so far. I think the gold right here in the legs is just beautiful looking. Let's see if the overhead shot, you can see that gold. I think the gold just pops and is very cool looking. Overall, it's a really nice kit. But yeah, I hope people watch my stuff. I hope people come to it. I've heard from a few folks that were bummed that 404ing it isn't happening. 404ing it is now on hiatus. The truth of the matter is that show is so much work, and I literally don't find the internet fun anymore. Like, there's still fun discoveries, but I don't make enough of them to justify that show. And I'm more interested in doing this kind of stuff, like the building stuff. Like the Lego Challenge is the kind of entertainment I've been wanting to do for a long time. It also, let's be clear, the prep work I had for the Lego Challenge is on a technical level. I have to figure out the best way to use my laptop and OBS and some webcams to make so people have a good viewing experience because there's no cameras in the room because I don't have Twitch watching. But I don't have to prep anything for that show other than thinking about how to present it. I didn't have to have meetings about anything. I didn't have to. I'm not making a huge, long, incredible PowerPoint. That's like so much work. And then I'm asking my guests to show up and do a thing. I'm not. That's actually the number one biggest problem I have with 404ing it is I was asking my guests to do homework. And then I also couldn't grade their homework. I couldn't be like, could you do something else? I know that it's 5 in the morning and you're sending this to me now because you kept delaying when you were going to send it. And I don't think you'll actually do it if I ask you to do it again, but you should fucking do it again. Like I can't do that anymore. I'm sorry. Hey Pat, I'm gonna have to bow out. My back is killing me. Saturday at 4:40. But understand. Yeah, I mean, I'll do it again at some point. I'll bring it back at an anniversary or something like that. We'll do something. We'll do a best of like my favorite guest crew or something like that someday. But yeah. Uh. But Johnny, take care of yourself. Smash Mouth there. I'm sorry to hear about your back. Uh, I hope that proper stretching and proper rest and maybe some medication will help you stretch things out there and get you some needed relief. Um, but yeah, someday I'll do 404 again, but it's just so much work. Um, Here's the good news I'll tell you. I won't talk too much about PAX Unplugged because PAX West hasn't happened yet, so can't really promote Unplugged too much, but I submitted the Lego Challenge, and I don't have 2 contestants for it, but I do have 1. And that 1 contestant is Trin Garitano, a.k.a. the Trin Train from League of Heels. Trin, formerly of Cards Against Humanity, now at Kickstarter, is going to be at PAX Unplugged, which makes sense because she works in the games division for Kickstarter. And Trin agreed to be on my panel. She put the word out that she was looking to host some stuff. And I said, hey, I don't have a hosting job for you, but I do have an appearance if you're interested. And then she said, fuck yeah. And I said, she said hell yeah, not fuck yeah. And I said, hell yeah. Love the idea of having Trin in this nonsense. And I'll have done one, so I'll know kind of what's going on with it. But Trin is going to be a great sport because it is cute and fun and great when she swears. And she can carry a conversation while doing something else, which is important. That's the honest thing is, Abby loves Lego, but Abby can talk. She's a great performer. Charlie Chu enjoys Lego. He loves Gunpla actually more. But it's an excuse for him to come up from Portland. Oni does many things at Oni's going to have like a little half booth. They usually do at PAX Unplugged because they're in Portland, so it's not much of a commute for them to come up. Um, I actually have to reach out to them, and I want to do a tweet, a video from the show floor with them too. Uh, but yeah, they're great people, so I'm gonna like see them. Charlie's just gonna be great, and can also have a conversation while doing other things, which is important for something like that. Sweating. It's getting warm in here. We were doing okay, but it's now the heat is picking up. I'm gonna finish this up and then we'll probably call it. Because like I said, it is getting a little warm here. And then G44. Oops. I actually don't think we'll finish on Saturday. We'll probably continue this onto Monday. The bonus I'm doing, not bonus, but the rescheduling I'm doing on Monday. As mentioned, I'm going to do a Monday stream. It will be Monday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Because I'm going to be traveling, and so I can't do my normal stream. And I will try at some point to do a from the table like hangout stream, maybe like Friday after we're done selling, before my panel. I can do like a check-in or something like that, which would be yes, the unicorns are stupid complex, Lashbrook. Not gonna lie, this is a lot to this kit. It's cool, but there's a lot to it. Anyway, let's see. Oh yeah, so yeah, I think like maybe Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, which will be 9 p.m. Eastern, when normal stream time. Maybe on Friday I'll do like a, hey, I'm here in the table. What's up? How's it going? Kind of a thing. All right, and then these pieces, a lot of these pieces are snapping together, which is cool. This snaps in, and then this is like that. All right, then that goes. Oops. That. And then goes on here. And then I need, I'm going to do the 2 steps I need to connect these two together, and then we will finish building the leg, most of the leg. D1, 12, D1, 14. I am curious how well the transforming mechanism works on such a small scale. Yeah, I don't know how this is going to, what's going to happen here. Also, I'm not super familiar with this kit as much as I am other kits, so, but it looks fucking cool. I was happy I'm happy to build it because it's pretty rad. The colors are obviously awesome, and it really like this, the clear really really looks good. All right, so then this goes to here. And then yeah, I don't know it's a real grade like what bells and whistles this is going to have, other than like the pretty complex intricate piecework it is. It's good. The next kit we'll build after this is going to be a high grade. I bought the high grade Death Scythe. I went and bought it. If everybody knew I was going to get it, I got it. I have that Death Scythe. It's waiting for me. For me to build it someday. I don't know when I'm going to build it, but it'll be after this. And that's going to be really cakewalk. Death Scythe Hell. It's the only Death Scythe Hell kit. So even though it's a high grade, we're going to build it. And it'll be nice and easy, especially after a real grade like this. Going from a real grade to a high grade will be a cake walk. A cakey walk. Alright, why is this being annoying? Gotta put this piece on here. I feel like this thing's gonna fall off. It's gonna pop off on many occasions and be really annoying. You ever have one of those pieces when you're building a kit and you just know that piece is gonna fall? This is the piece that's gonna fall off this kit all the damn time that I'm constantly gonna be putting back on, and I should get a little glue or tack and just seal it on there. I feel like that's this little piece here. But who knows? Maybe when I actually level it right, it'll stay on forever. I doubt it. Because I can't even get it to stay on once. So we'll see. I'm also going to make sure this was the right one, because sometimes No, E14, that is right. I already made that mistake once where I just took the wrong piece off. So, I'm sure that wasn't fucking up. I'm glad this is the last thing I'm doing today, or on the stream, because I'm getting annoyed with it. And I have been relatively unannoyed. There we go. Non-annoyed. So, alright, so now we just have to put this on here. Huh, okay. Then that locks in there. That locks in there. Great! When this pops up, when you need your rocket booster, which is cool, and then pops in. Neat. That's a very intricate thing, and we're not actually done with it yet. We still have to put the piece in here so that it would fit in for the foot there. Oh, Will Smith is hosting now. Thanks, Will. I appreciate it. We're done, but thank you, Will, for hosting. I do appreciate that. But we are almost over. Got a few more pieces to put on here, but we're going to save that for this. I'm going to put that there. Because, yeah, we have a few more pieces to put on here, but we'll save that for the next thing. This is going to do it. As I said, I was not joking. I am wrapping up now because I've been streaming for 2 hours, and it's time to go. For those that didn't watch the whole stream, they're just joining right now, you missed this bad boy. We built this awesome dragon, finished this dragon up. This is a Ninjago dragon. Stormbringer is the name of that. So we finished that, and it was cool. And now I'm going to pack stuff up. As always, thanks for watching. I will be back on Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. 9 p.m. Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern, Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern or Pacific for another build stream. Until then, have a great couple days, and I'll see you on Saturday. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Oh, my mouse fell asleep. Oh, no, I can't stop the stream because my mouse fell asleep.